The film opens with Brendan, a skilled computer game designer, sharing insights into maze studies used by scientists to understand how organisms utilize memory for learning, adaptation, and evolution. Brendan applies these memory principles in his game designs, highlighting the profound connection between memory, identity, and behavior. He poses a poignant question: what happens when we can't trust our memories? Brendan, a devoted husband and father, enjoys a day at the beach with his beloved wife and daughter. While emphasizing the significance of memory, Brendan's idyllic family outing takes a tragic turn. His daughter, attached to a cherished monkey doll, ventures off to collect seashells along the shore. Despite assurances not to go into the water, the daughter's doll is swept away by the waves. In a heart-wrenching moment, the daughter, determined not to lose her treasured toy, wades into the waves. As the current strengthens, she is pulled into deeper waters and tragically drowns. Brendan and his wife are devastated by the loss, grappling with grief that threatens to engulf them. Brendan's struggle to cope is palpable. He can barely function in the wake of this profound tragedy. Their friends and family offer support during the funeral, but the pain persists. Months later, Brendan's wife, seeking closure, decides to pack up their daughter's room, initiating a journey through grief and memory that will challenge the very fabric of their identities. Refusing to release the grip on his daughter's memory, Brendan rebels against the idea of dismantling her room. Desperate to maintain the illusion that she is still alive, he meticulously restores everything to its original place, freezing the room in time as it was the day she left. In an unexpected twist, Brendan stumbles upon his daughter's favorite bedtime storybook and notices a discrepancy in the title. He recalls it as Berenstein, conflicting with the actual spelling, Berenstain. Perplexed by this incongruity, Brendan discusses it with his brother-in-law, who also remembers it as Berenstein. The unsettling realization prompts Brendan to question the nature of memory and reality. Unable to shake the discrepancy, Brendan engages in a late-night conversation with his brother-in-law, who is equally perplexed by the inconsistency. Determined to find answers, Brendan turns to the internet and discovers a widespread conspiracy theory aligning with his memory of the book's title. This revelation suggests that he and his brother-in-law are not alone in their shared belief. The next morning, while gazing at a family picture on the refrigerator, Brendan notices another unsettling inconsistency. The background suggests they took the photo at an observatory in Los Angeles, but Brendan vividly remembers a different location. The trip to Los Angeles that year was intended to visit the wife's mother, but Brendan recalls tension between the wife and her mother during the visit, creating a disconcerting rift between memory and reality. In an attempt to alleviate the tension within the family, Brendan takes them on a series of excursions to various tourist spots in the city, consciously avoiding the particular observatory in question. However, an unexpected twist arises when his wife insists that they did visit that specific location. The conflicting memories deepen Brendan's intrigue, prompting him to explore the phenomenon of the Mandela Effect with his brother-in-law. Brendan shares a multitude of online videos illustrating instances of the Mandela Effect, where collectively shared beliefs turn out to be incorrect. The term originated from the widespread misconception that President Nelson Mandela died in prison in the 80s. Other examples include discrepancies in the spelling of Looney Tunes and the name of a peanut butter brand. Entire communities have reported experiencing this phenomenon, forming a robust online network that supports the theory. While Brendan becomes increasingly captivated by the Mandela Effect, his brother-in-law remains skeptical, offering rational explanations for why people might experience such collective misremembering. Undeterred, Brendan delves deeper into the internet's labyrinth, now entertaining the idea that the Mandela Effect could result from parallel universes colliding or a glitch in a simulated reality. The concept of a simulated world, existing as a construct built by code, captures Brendan's imagination. This newfound perspective leads him to a poignant realization. If the multiverse is real, perhaps, in another realm, his daughter is still alive. Convinced that he can reshape reality to his desires, Brendan contemplates the possibility of bringing his daughter back. Recalling a conversation with a priest who asserted that his daughter's death wasn't part of God's plan, Brendan, once a skeptic of higher powers, begins to entertain the idea that there might be another force governing their world. As Brendan delves deeper into the mysteries of the Mandela Effect, his brother-in-law becomes concerned about his growing obsession. Attempting to dissuade Brendan, he attributes the Mandela Effect to mere false memories generated by the human brain. Undeterred, Brendan clings to the hope that the Mandela Effect holds the key to bringing his daughter back, chiding his brother-in-law for dismissing the possibility. Simultaneously, Brendan's wife, sensing his withdrawal, expresses her concerns. Brendan, in his earnest attempt to share his newfound theories, introduces her to the concept of the Mandela Effect. To illustrate, he asks her if she remembers the Monopoly logo's man having a mustache, highlighting the subtle discrepancies that have emerged. Furthermore, he points out that their daughter's doll, once with a tail, now appears tailless in online images. Brendan's wife, bewildered by the surreal nature of his theories, attributes it to his grieving process. Despite his wife's encouragement to move forward, Brendan remains unable to let go of his daughter, delving further into the mysteries of the Mandela Effect and simulation theory. In an attempt to distract him, Brendan's wife arranges a double date with the brother-in-law and his new boyfriend. During the outing, concerns about Brendan's well-being surface in a conversation between him and the brother-in-law. Brendan nonchalantly brushes off their worries, immersing himself deeper into his research on simulation theory. His quest leads him to a video featuring a renowned doctor specializing in the field. However, every attempt to download the lecture results in corrupted files, adding a layer of frustration to Brendan's already perplexing journey. Undeterred, he searches for the doctor's contact information and sends a video detailing his strange experiences. As desperation mounts, Brendan decides to take matters into his own hands. He travels to the university where the doctor works, patiently waiting for an opportunity to meet him. When the chance finally arrives, Brendan introduces himself, and the doctor reluctantly acknowledges recognizing the video. Despite initial resistance, the doctor eventually allows Brendan into his home for a conversation that promises to unveil the mysterious threads connecting Brendan's experiences to the enigmatic world of simulation theory. In a revelatory conversation, the doctor unfolds a staggering theory to Brendan. Their entire world and reality are simulations powered by an immensely powerful computer. Every sensory experience, from sight to touch and smell, is a result of intricate code. Drawing parallels from video game design, Brendan grasps the concept that the simulation renders the environment only when someone steps into a particular area. The doctor elucidates that phenomena like the Mandela Effect are glitches or alterations in the simulation's code. Brendan, fueled by the hope of altering their reality, envisions hacking into this cosmic code. The doctor discloses that the university possesses a quantum computer suitable for such an experiment. However, he reveals the harsh consequences of his advocacy for simulation theory: ostracization by peers and removal from his position as program head, courtesy of unknown powers seeking to suppress the truth. Undeterred, Brendan proposes a theory of his own. Someone, or something, is orchestrating multiple simulations to forecast political scenarios. These simulations, he believes, hold the key to determining the world's economic future. Brendan speculates that the overseer of these simulations stands to profit from manipulating these scenarios. Amidst his relentless efforts to crack the code shaping their simulated reality, Brendan grapples with hallucinations of his daughter, catching fleeting glimpses of her in her room before she mysteriously vanishes. As glitches in the fabric of his perception intensify, Brendan becomes consumed by the urgency to manipulate the very core of the simulation. Drawing on the code he employs in designing computer games, Brendan aims to integrate it with the quantum code that, in his belief, governs their reality. Armed with a flash drive, he plans to execute the modified code on the advanced quantum computer, anticipating unprecedented access to the simulation. Brendan's uneasiness heightens as he wakes up one morning to find his daughter miraculously alive. Astonishingly, everyone, save for Brendan, seems to have forgotten her tragic demise. Desperate to validate this surreal resurrection, Brendan reaches out to everyone he knows, only to be met with blank responses. Calls to the doctor, the architect of simulation theory, go unanswered, deepening the mystery surrounding this altered reality. While Brendan relishes the return of his daughter, questions about the unexpected change in the simulation linger. His joy is tempered when his wife, plagued by nightmares and unsettling behavior, begins to exhibit signs of distress. Brendan, concerned for her well-being, urges her to rest, only to discover later that day that she had left the stove burning while lost in a vacant stare. Outside, the wife's peculiar conduct escalates, culminating in a heated argument with Brendan over home decor and a startling act of aggression. As Brendan manages to bring his wife home after her disturbing episode, a surreal tableau unfolds in the living room, with his daughter playing the piano. The wife awakens, responding with hysterical screams, vehemently insisting that their daughter should not be there. This unsettling incident suggests a subconscious glitch in the simulation, reminding the wife of their daughter's presumed death. Alarmed, the brother-in-law witnesses the distressing scene and advises Brendan to seek professional help for his wife. However, driven by concern over the potential link between his wife's erratic behavior and the simulation glitch that brought their daughter back, Brendan bypasses the suggestion and heads straight to the doctor's house. To his shocking discovery, the doctor's wife, not the doctor, answers the door, revealing that the doctor took his own life 2 months prior due to the isolation and rejection he faced after being ostracized by the academic community. Brendan, bewildered by this revelation, grapples with the notion that the simulation may have manipulated events to silence the doctor and halt Brendan's exploration of its code. Undeterred and motivated by a sense of urgency, Brendan contemplates the possibility that the simulation creator orchestrated these events to distract or deter him from uncovering the conspiracy. To safeguard his findings, Brendan records an explanation of everything, aware of the risks involved. Meanwhile, Brendan's wife remains catatonic, and the brother-in-law steps in to provide support. As Brendan watches his daughter sing and play the piano, he is flooded with memories of grieving her loss and the profound pain he endured when she died. The next day, Brendan, driven by an unrelenting determination, heads to the university, breaking into the building housing the quantum computer. A chance encounter with an employee forces Brendan to resort to violence, and as he knocks the man unconscious, a twinge of guilt courses through him. Ignoring the moral conflict, Brendan proceeds with his mission and plugs the code he meticulously crafted into the quantum computer. Its lights flicker as it implements the code, and Brendan hastily exits the building, passing the lifeless body of the employee on his way out. Once outside, Brendan is met with an eerie scene, an empty parking lot, devoid of his car. Inexplicably, he finds himself on a bus heading home. As he grapples with the strange turn of events, his wife calls in a panic, sensing that something is amiss. Around Brendan, the very fabric of reality begins to crumble. Objects and people disappear or glitch, and the surroundings flicker between existence and non-existence. Trees and houses oscillate in and out of view. Upon reaching home, Brendan clings to his wife and daughter, seeking solace in their presence. However, the glitching intensifies, and his wife's face distorts before she lets out a piercing scream. The moon itself collides with its duplicate and explodes, plunging Brendan's world into impenetrable darkness. In a seismic turn of events, Brendan's code begins rewriting the entire history of the universe, reaching back to the world wars, lost civilizations, and even the era of dinosaurs. Brendan's persistent belief in the simulation theory is vindicated. The reality they once knew is indeed a construct dictated by otherworldly beings. The universe undergoes a transformative reconstruction, and Brendan finds himself transported back to the pivotal day on the beach. Just as before, his daughter asks for permission to search for seashells along the shore, and his wife consents. However, armed with the knowledge of past tragedy, Brendan intervenes and alters destiny. He instructs his daughter to leave the monkey doll behind, ensuring it won't be swept away by the sea, and consequently, his daughter won't feel compelled to venture into the water. The course of events is irrevocably changed, and the specter of tragedy is averted. The film concludes with Brendan's profound achievement in rewriting the script of his life, rescuing his daughter from a tragic fate.